Bundesliga seems to be Bayern München's to lose as they open up a whopping 7-point lead over their nearest dearest RB Leipzig. But what's gone wrong with Dortmund? They lost to my boys Gladbach. We'll get into it next. That's right, folks, but I'm just giving another prediction show today. We'll take a look at match day number 19. 19. And the Bundesliga. We'll get to that in just one second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, squad what you're doing, and smash the old subscribe button to keep you up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Bundesliga related, whoa, football related. We're all here on the wall, Ruski. That's right. I actually took some time out for my Gladbach boys to watch that bloody game between themselves and Dortmund. And what a thrill it was. 6-goal Bobby Dazzler going in favour of the green and white. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Of course, big shout out to the Patreon skis. You know bloody who you are. You know who you are. Of course, supporting the channel behind the scenes. I do appreciate it, guys. I really do. It keeps me driving forward and providing the content for you, even through the rough time that is, of course, the COVID era. But anyway, let's get into it. Take a look at how we all got on last time around. Of course, take a look back at the scorelines and all that kind of jazz, and of course, see where we are in the prediction league. Let's get on with it. Of course, kicking it all off with, of course, that Borussia derby over in Gladbach was a 6-goal thriller going in favour of Mönchengladbach. I went with a 3-2 win, but it was actually a 4-2 win with Nico Elvedi with a couple of goals for Gladbach. Rami Basabiani as well, with Marcus Thuram getting on the goal scoring sheet. I think it's actually his first game back from a big old suspension, but yeah, put the Borussia in Mönchengladbach. That's what happened there. Of course, Erling Haaland got a couple of goals there for Dortmund, but unfortunately not good enough. Meanwhile, Mainz also surprised us all with a 3-2 win over Leipzig. Tyler Adams on the score sheet, Marcel Halstenberg as well on the score sheet for the visitors, with Musa Inkehate with a couple of goals there. Leandro Barrier Martins on the score sheet for Mainz, giving them the 3-2 win. I think it might be back-to-back wins for Mainz now. No, it's not. It's not been back-to-back wins. But of course, 3-2 win for them. Actually, with a 2-0 win for Leipzig. Unfortunately, wrong. Meanwhile, another surprise, Leverkusen did lose to Wolfsburg with a 1-0 win. Riedel Baku on the score sheet for Wolfsburg, giving them the 3 points. Actually, went with a 3-2 win for Leverkusen, but I was wrong. Yes, I was. Frankfurt, though, smashing goals and taking names with a 5-1 win over Bielefeld. Andre Silva with a couple of goals there. Joachim Nilsson with a big fat OG. Philip Kostic on score sheet, and Luka Jovic on score sheet as well. Sergio Cordova again, they want to go for Bielefeld, but they lost, though. They bloody lost. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Frankfurt, and it was 5-1, not too shabby. Meanwhile, Augsburg beat Union Berlin with a 2-1 win in the end. Actually with a 2 win for Union. Goals on the day. Marcus Ingevartsen on the score sheet for Berlin. Florian Niederlechner on the score sheet for Augsburg with a couple of goals himself, so not too shabby for him. Freiburg kept up the heat with, of course, recent bit of form for them. 2-1 winners over Stuttgart. Ermen Damarivovic, Wu Yong on the score sheet for Freiburg. Silias Wamakuntunga giving Stuttgart a goal, but too little, too late. Not good enough. I got this one bang on the bloody nose, though. Bang on the bloody nose. Meanwhile, Werder Bremen smashed Hertha Berlin in Berlin with a 4-1 win over the hosts. Leonardo Bittencourt, Omar Turkprekt, David Selke, and Joshua Sargent on score sheet for Werder Bremen. John Kudoba on the score sheet for Berlin as they lost. In fact, they even lost their manager after this. I actually remember the 0-0 draw, but Berlin came up trumps in the end. Meanwhile, Bayern did the business against, of course, Schalke. 4-0 win. Muller with a couple of goals there. Lewandowski as well, and David Alaba as well with a 4-0 win. Got that one bang on the bloody nose. And wrapping up was Hoffenheim up against Köln. It was a 3-0 win. Karadzic with a couple of goals from the penalty spot, and Christopher Baumgartner gave him the goal for them as well. 3-0 win for Hoffenheim. Actually, with a 2-1 win, not too bad. As you can see, got myself 5 out of 9, which is pretty good. It's pretty good, but where's it ranking amongst all you guys then? We'll take a look at it in a minute. Of course, Bayern lead the charge, 7 points clear over Leipzig, who are 3 points clear over Leverkusen, who are a level on points with Wolfsburg. Gladbach, they're up to bloody 5th. You don't see me. You don't bloody see me. That's right. Down the foot there, Schalke, Mainz, and of course, Köln in the old relegation dogs fight at the moment. But of course, it could all change this time around. Let's take a look at the next round of matches. Of course, first and foremost, we'll take a look at your picks. And of course, here is the criteria not to 2. You're in the shit face gang, 3 to 6 straight face go, and 7+. You're in the top bins. I don't know if we got any of those, but we might. Laji Ojo, well done to you, son. Well done. Of course, Tom Stain also did a bit of it, as did Russell Frost. Russell also did a bit of it well as well. Gaming Charlie did bits. Shane also did a bit of it well. Aramis Sidi Gurkamarma also did okay. Hans Worst did bits. Omaji Monday, he did okay. Omar Esquivel also did a bit of it well, as did Alex Weller, and of course, the gunner, that is Matt. Of course, kicking off for James BCFC on great. He is great. Monos pretending not to show me. Yannick Buster did bits. Nathan Eva had a nightmare, but it's alright, brother. It's alright. It always happens to somebody. Costas K, he's okay. Shepard also did a bit of it well as well. Luka Kacinovic, you did did okay. Ivan Shigging a bit. Joshua Trav also did good. Crappy Sud, you did not clap. You did good, mate. Vincent Hong also did good. And Davis FC, also in the corner. Who puts you in the corner? I bloody do. And okay, didn't do okay. He did a shitter. If your name's okay or Nathan Eva, just look away now. Look away now. I saw the rest of you guys all did very, very well. And of course, well, as you can see, we have multiple kingpins this week. I think we have 6 here. 6, including Shane O'Donnell, Omar Esquivel, Hansworth, James PCFC, great, Luca Kuchenovich, and Vincent bloody Hong. Well done. 5. That's the same as me. That's the same as me, sons. I'm in the top bins. I'm wearing the crown. Of course, take a look at what that's done to the overall leaderboard, of course. I don't think we have a 5-way lead there. I think we have a one name lead. Actually, it's a 2-name lead. Alex Weller's in the house. Costas K. He's okay. In fact, he's better than okay. He is Costas K, the king at the moment, alongside Alex Weller. That's 3 Ks. That's bad. That's bad form. That's bad bloody form. Of course, Lucas Chodovic not too far away either. Neither is Hans Worst, Shane O'Donnell, and Jan de Bosse. It's very, very tight here out in Germany. But of course, it could all change this time about this match week. Let's get into it with your picks for this one, or my picks actually. Let's get into it. Of course, Stuttgart taking on, of course, Mainz. This will be on Friday night. Played each other 29 times. About 11 wins for Stuttgart, 12 wins for Mainz, and 6 draws. Of course, but the last 64 for Mainz, 2 for Stuttgart, and no draws. Last round in Stuttgart was a 3-2 win for Mainz. That was back in January 2019. Santiago Escobar with a big fat OG, Jean-Philippe Mastera, Alexander Hack on the score sheet with Nicolas Gonzalez and Mark Oliver Kempf again those for Stuttgart as they lost. Of course, they played each other this season back in Mainz. It was a 4-1 win for Stuttgart. Big result for them. Of course, heading into this, Stuttgart actually failed to win the last 8 at home, and they've also conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3. They came into this just 1 win the past 5. That 1 was against Augsburg, of course. On the flip side, just 1 win the past 6 for Mainz. That, of course, was against Leipzig. Big time result that was there. Look at the bookies odds on this one. What do we have at the bookies odds for this? I'll get them to you in just a second. Of course, heading into the bookies odds 2013 on for Stuttgart. They are stone cold favourites. 3-1 is draw, 4-1 is your Mainz. On this one, Mainz coming into this, of course, rooted in the relegation zones, but a win for them. They could close in on Köln, but Stuttgart, they're in 10th at the moment, and a win for them. They could also close in on 9th place Freiburg. But as you can see, if either of 2 sides win, they won't go anywhere. In fact, Stuttgart actually level on points with Hoffenheim and Augsburg, so they need a win to at least keep up their position that they're in. But I've gone with Stuttgart to think it's one with a 1-0 win. In the end, Mainz they had a good result the other day, but I think it's too little too late for them this season. And next up, of course, we have the difficult Union Berlin taking on my boys at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Let's get into this bad boy, and then shall we? Played each other 4 times, past 1 win apiece and 2 bloody draws. Of course, but the last 6, or last 5, I should say, is 2 wins apiece and 1 bloody draw. Last time around in Berlin was a 2-0 win for Berlin back in November 2019. Goals Anthony Ujar and Sebastian Anderson on the score sheet. They played each other earlier in the season back in Mönchengladbach as a 1-1 draw back in September, of course. Heading into this Berlin, they were actually defeated in the last 8 home matches. Mönchengladbach actually conceded at least 2 goals in 5 of the last 6 away matches as well. They're coming into this though. Mönchengladbach 5 wins on the spin. Their only hiccup was a draw against Stuttgart. That's all competitions. On the flip side, just it's actually back-to-back defeats for Union Berlin, losing to Leipzig and losing to Augsburg. But again, both of those were on the road, so a difficult one. This one, I'm calling it. What do we got? Union Berlin 21-10 for the victory. 32 draw. 23-20 is your Gladbach. They are the favourites though. Mönchengladbach coming into this, of course, in 5th. A win for them in 5th. They could actually go bloody hell all the way up to 3rd in the table. Of course, Union Berlin coming into this in 8th. A win for them. They could actually go as high as 5th in the bloody league. I've gone with them hard on this one. The 3-2 win for Gladbach to get a bit of sweet revenge over Union Berlin and get their 3 points and keep on moving on. Next up, Bayern up against Hoffenheim. Of course, played each other in the past 27 times. 18 wins for Bayern, 4 wins for Hoffenheim, and bloody 5 bloody draws. That's right. The last 6 though, 4 for Bayern, of course 2 Hoffenheim, and of course no draws. Last time out in Bavaria is a 4-3 win for Bayern. Of course, goodness gracious me, 7-goal thriller back in February 2020. Lewandowski, Thomas Müller, and Benjamin Hubner with a big fat OG. Manus Dubur with a couple of goals for Hoffenheim and Jerome Boateng as well with a big fat OG. They also played each other in Hoffenheim back in September as a 4-1 win for Hoffenheim. That's right. Of course, Bayern have actually won 12 of the last 14 matches at home. They've also scored at least 2 goals in 13 of the last 14 matches at home as well. They come into this though. Hoffenheim going into this, of course, winning 2 and drawing the 1. Of course, let's take a look at the situation and the bookies on this one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be nailed on. Of course, home team here. Of course, Bayern coming into 6-1 on for the actually 5-2 or 50-2 is your draw. Of course, 10-1 is your long shots. That's Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim coming to an 11th and for them. They could actually go as high as 10th. Bayern, of course, top of the pops, and they will remain top of the pops. No matter what. That's right. So no matter what's going to come out, but I'm going to go with another win for Bayern to keep up the heat and keep the distance between themselves and Leipzig to the at least 7 points. Kicking off further though, Frankie up against Hertha Berlin. Of course, looking for a new manager. I think they've actually got a new manager. So returning manager, of course, but I don't know. The name escapes me. Of course, played each other 73 times in the past. 22 wins for Frankie, 33 wins for Hertha Berlin, and 18 draws. But the last 6 sees 2 wins apiece and 2 bloody draws. Last time time around, though, in Frankie was a 2-2 draw back in December 2019. Goal scorers on the day. Back in the day was, of course, Martin Hinterwenger, Sebastian Röder as well, Dodi Lecabario, and Marco Guguric on score sheet for Hertha Berlin. They played each other back in Berlin, of course, back in September, of course, as well. That was back in, of course, when are we looking at? We're back in, of course, September, of course, 3-1 win for Frankie in the end. Frankfurt have actually won 5 of the last 6 matches in the Bundesliga, whereas Hertha Berlin have actually failed to win the last 5 on the road. They come into this, though, just 1 win in the past 6. That one was against Schalke back at the start of the year. On the flip side, just 1 defeat in the past 6 in all comps for Frankie. That was against Leverkusen, of course, 4-1 loss in the German Cup. Let's take a look at the situation out on the bookies on this one, shall we? 10-7 on for Frankie, 3-1 is your draw, 7-2 is your Hertha Berlin. Hertha Berlin come into this, of course, in 14th. For them, they'll remain in 14th no matter what, but they can close in on the 13th and 12th above them. As for the flip side, Frankfurt come into this in 6th. For them, they could go as high as third. They could go as high as third in the table. And as it is right here, right now, I would not rule them out for a Champions League push. I'm banking on Bayern, Leipzig, potentially Leverkusen, of course, Gladbach in the mix. Wolfsburg are in there, and Frankie. Dortmund have got it all to bloody do, and I think a season without them in the Champions League will see them lose the likes of Sancho and maybe even more than that. I've gone with a 2-0 win for Frankie on this one to get the win and keep them moving on. So I have Werder Bremen up against Schalke, of course. Werder Bremen doing okay, Schalke doing terrible. Of course, played each other 116 times, past 47 wins apiece and 22 draws. But the last 6, he's 5 for Werder Bremen, 1 for Schalke, and no bloody draws. Last round in Werder Bremen. In Bremen, it was a 2-1 win for Schalke. After Amit Haret on the score, Benito Raman as well. Yuka Asoko on the score sheet for Bremen. That's back in November 2019. Of course, the picture that in Schalke back in September, of course, it was a 3-1 win for Bremen. Nicholas Frucklung with a hat-trick. Mark Ute on the score sheet for Schalke with Ozan Kabach against El Seno. Heading into this, though, Schalke have actually failed to win 33 of the last 34 matches in the Bundesliga. They've also conceded at least 2 goals in the last 10 on the road. They committed this just 1 win the past 5 in all comps. That one was against Hoffenheim at home. On the flip side, just 1 defeat the past 4 for Werder Bremen. That 1 defeat was against, of course, Mönchengladbach, of course. Heading into this bad boy, of course, the bookies odds on this one with Werder Bremen 65 for the victory, 35 is your 16-5 is your Schalke. Schalke committed this route to the foot of the table, but a win for them, they could actually go as high as 17th in the league. As for Werder Bremen, they come into this in 13th, and win for them, they could go as high as 10th in the table. I've gone with a 2-1 win for Werder Bremen. Unfortunately, Schalke look toast. Next up, of course, Dortmund taking on, of course, Augsburg. Of course, played 20 times for the past 12 wins for Dortmund, 3 for Augsburg, and 5 draws. That's correct, but the last 6, 3 for Dortmund, 2 for Augsburg, and 1 bloody draw. Last time around, of course, in Dortmund was a 5-1 win for Dortmund back August 2019. Paco Alcazar with a couple of goals there, Jadon Sancho, Marco Reus, and Julian Brandt, with Florian Niederlechner getting the score up and running for Augsburg. Heading into this, though, Augsburg just 1 win the past 4. That 1 win was against Union Berlin just the other day. On the first side, 3 games without a win for Dortmund. Of course, last time they suffered a win or encountered a win was a 3-1 win for Dortmund against Leipzig, all the way back at the 9th of Jan. Look at the situation out in the bookies on this one. 92 on for Dortmund, 11-2 is your, 11-1 is your Augsburg. Augsburg coming to this, of course, in 12th, and a win for them. They could actually go as high as 10th. Dortmund coming to this in 7th, and a win for them. They could go as high as 30. They could actually go as high as third in the table. That's right back in the thick of things with a win. They'll get the win with a 3-1 win and get themselves right back in the hunt for at least Champions League. Kicking off further, though, with a fruity one here. It's second place Leipzig up against third place Leverkusen. Played each other in the past 9 times. 4 wins for Leipzig, 1 win for Leverkusen, and 4 bloody draws. The last 6, see 2 for Leipzig, 1 for Leverkusen, and 3 bloody draws. In fact, it's been 3 draws on the spin between these 2 sides, including last time around in Leipzig back in March 2020. Of course, they played each other this season in Leverkusen. It was also a draw. Leipzig undefeated in 21 last 23 home matches. Heading into this, just 1 win in the past 4 games, though, for Leipzig. That 1 win was against, of course, Union Berlin, a couple of games back. On the flip side, just 2 wins in the past 6 for Leverkusen. That 2 wins include ones against Dortmund and, of course, Frankfurt as well. Big wins they were. A look at the situation and the bookies on this one. We have Leipzig's 2017 on for the victory for 11-4 is your draw. 29-10 is your Leverkusen on this one. Leverkusen come into this in third. However, them they could go second. Win for Leipzig in second. They'll at least close in potentially to 4 points on Bayern, depending on what goes on elsewhere. I've gone with the Leipzig on this one. Home form is critical, and they'll get the 3 points and keep the heat on, of course, Bayern. And open up the floodgates, though, for the chasing pack for 3rd and 4th, respectively. Next up, of course, we have Köln up against Bielefeld. It's a bit of a relegation 6-pointer. Played each other 34 times in the past. 17 wins for Köln, 14 wins for Bielefeld, and 3 draws, of course, but the last 6, 5 for Köln, 1 for Bielefeld, and no bloody draws. Last time around in Köln was a 5-1 win for Köln back in the Zweite Bundesliga in March 2019. Dominic Drexler on the score sheet. Samantha Road with a couple of goals as well. And he actually got a hat-trick. Jean Godober as well. Andreas Volslammer, getting them all cool name, but just 1 goal for Bielefeld. Of course, the picture then Bielefeld back in September. Of course, this season was a 1-0 win for Bielefeld. Köln failing to win the 25 of the last 28 matches in the Bundesliga. Also failing to score in 6 of the last 7. They're coming into this, though, just 1 win the past 6, 1 win the past 5. That is Köln on the flip side, just 1 defeat the past 4. That's Bielefeld. That 1 defeat was against Frankfurt just the other day. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Köln 11-10 for the victory. 12-5 is a draw. 12-5 is also your away win. That is, of course, Bielefeld. Bielefeld coming into this in 15th for the win for them. They could go as high as 14th. Köln coming into this in 16th for the win for them. They could also go as high as 14th in the bloody league. This one's tight, airtight. I think I've gone with the draw. Yes, it is a 0-0 draw in the end. Wrapping it up, baby. Wolfsburg up against Freiburg. Of course, 2 teams that are in pretty decent form. Wolfsburg coming into this, of course, playing Freiburg. This will be the 38th time. The previous 37th, 14 was for Wolfsburg, 12 for Freiburg, and 11 draws, of course. But the last 6, of course, sees 1 for Wolfsburg, 2 for Freiburg, and 3 bloody draws. Last time around in Wolfsburg was, in fact, 8 draws, a 2-2 draw back in March, actually in June 2020. Wordhost with a couple of goals there. Lucas Holler and Roland Salali as well with a 2-2 draw. Of course, they played each other in Freiburg back in September. Of course, it was a 1-1 draw as well. Heading into this, Freiburg have actually scored at least 2 goals in 8 of the last 9 matches, whereas Wolfsburg are undefeated in the last 8 at home. They come into this just 1 defeat the past 6, and 1 defeat was against Dortmund all the way back on the first game of 2021. On the flip side, just 1 defeat the past 5 for Freiburg. That 1 defeat was against against Bayern back in the 17th of Jan. Look at the bookies odds on this one we have. 5-4 on for Wolfsburg, 40-5 is your draw, 3-1 is your Freiburg. Freiburg coming to sit in 9th, and with them they could go as high as 6th. Wolfsburg coming to sit in 4th, and with them they could go as high as 2nd in the bloody league. That's right, goodness gracious me, I've gone with a Wolfsburg win with a 2-1 win in the bloody end. The camera's died on me. Yes, the camera's died on me, but it's okay. Just keep on keeping on. I don't know why. In fact, we're just gonna plow on regardless. If I'm right, which bloody will hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. In fact, I'm just gonna nix the camera. Wait. About no. I'm gone. I'm still here though. Of course, be sure to get your. Of course, this is what the table will look like if I'm right. Bayern, of course, leading the charge, 7 points clear. Of course, Leipzig as you were. Wolfsburg up to 3rd. Of course, Gladbach to 4th. That's how we like it. Schalke Mainz going down. Köln not too far away either. Be sure to get your picks in nice and early for La Prediction League down below. And again, be sure to check out the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz. Until then, though, be sure to give the video some loving. And of course, if you are new, bang your subscribe button, of course. And also check out the link to the old Patreon if you want to become the latest member of the Patreon gang. It's all there. Up there somewhere. But until then, though, be sure to give the video some love, and I'll see you all next time around. Until then, stay safe, and I'm going to go fix my camera.